Hey everyone, and welcome. We're so glad that you're here and that you're going to take a little time to spend the next 20 minutes with us to learn more about this team that we're a part of, about running an online business in the health and fitness industry, and just to try to answer all of your questions. That's really our goal here over this next little bit of time that you're with us, is for you to get your main questions answered before we set up a time to chat one-on-one. So today you're going to get me, Bria Evensen, and Michelle Ayres, and we're going to start by just introducing ourselves for a few minutes so you know a little bit more about us before we dive into the crux of this call. Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Bree Evensen. I am a Canadian living in America now, but when I started this business 6 years ago now, I lived in Canada, in Ontario, just outside of Toronto. I grew up in a small town. I am a wife, a dog mom, and a mom of two. My daughter is now 10 and my son is 8. And so I have really built this business throughout my children's lives. From the moment I was on maternity leave, wondering what am I going to go back to work-wise, to this point now where with both kids in school, I have built this business in that meantime. And I guess what I want to share with you a little bit about myself is I have an undergrad in philosophy, so nothing to do with this, but I'm super passionate about helping women and people shift their mindset from being less on a scale to being more in their lives. And what I love the most about this business is that it provides freedom for us to work wherever, for my husband and I to be wherever. We now live in Arizona, so we can be near his family. And it provides passion, I would say, passion for living this healthy life, and fosters it when in a world where so often we get stuck being so busy on someone else's schedule that we don't have time for ourselves. So that's a little bit about me. And in the process of running this business and creating this business, it has been life-changing, both for myself and my self-love and my health and fitness. And like I said, the freedom and fulfillment of my family to live wherever we want, to travel wherever we want, and to continue on our journey and thrive. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to pass it on to Michelle.
I am going to toot our horn for a second, actually. Something that Bria always forgets to talk about is how, yes, this is what we do, but I always need to jump in and say, Bria, we are very high performing people in this business. So Bria is actually a 4-time elite coach with the company, which is a very big deal. That means she is in the top 200. That's actually the 0.05%, and I'm actually in the top 1%. So you're talking to some gals who have a track record and know what they're doing, so you can have full faith that this isn't just something we started 5 minutes ago. So you can trust us, and Bria and I actually go pretty far back. We met back in 2002, so that's quite a long time ago. So we've known each other for a long time, and we met again through this business and connected, and have had a heck of a good time growing it together and becoming great friends through it. So I'll introduce myself. My name is Michelle Ayres. I live on the west coast of Canada. I have done extensive traveling and settled back in my hometown of Port Alberni, which is a small little town on the west coast, far, far west coast of Canada. I decided to be a little crazy and met my husband online, actually, and we did traveling and then settled back here and had 3 kids in a 4 short year span. So I'm definitely a busy mama. My kids are much smaller than Bria. And for me, during my second maternity leave, I was like, man, I don't want to go back to work. And I'm a fairly credentialed gal. I did my undergrad. I ended up doing history, which has just absolutely nothing to do with what I'm doing now. And then went back to school and ended up doing a master's degree in psychology, and realized that, man, working out of the house just doesn't make sense when you have little kids. But I have a huge passion for running business and helping other women be successful and having personal significance in the world. And to be very honest, I have a really hard time having a boss and having somebody tell me what to do. That doesn't mean you can't do this. If you do have a boss and you love your job, because you absolutely can. But me personally, I have to talk about that, and I have to be real with that, because that's who I am. I like calling the shots. I like having freedom. So this business has given me that. So I now don't have to go back to work, and it makes more sense for me to stay home because I make the income that matches and I don't have anybody to answer to. So I'm a little bit of a rebel, but a rebel with a big heart and somebody who wants to have a lot of significance in this world. And boy, oh boy, is this business giving me that, because I can be my authentic self. And I see Bria smiling as I'm saying that.
I love that. That's awesome. And you're right. That was a big driver for me, is finding something that I could do that creates the freedom, but that you could do in your own time, and you didn't have to be somewhere, that I could always be there to show up, to pick my kids up from school, to get them off to school, to be there when they're sick, but still gave me something for me that I got to really drive and create. And I'm a huge believer in hard work. And this is what I love about business. I love getting out what you put in. I don't want to work for someone who says this is how much money you can make. I love being able to know that my effort is going to get matched in the income that I make back. So thank you for reminding me of that. And thank you for honoring us. I'm so glad you're here with me. Okay, so let's get into what Beachbody is, because even though we are really focused on building our own business, our own brand, our own influence, we get to use some pretty incredible tools which help be the vehicle for us to run this business. So we're going to teach you on the journey to make sure that you know how to share your story and how your story works for you. But the incredible products that we get to use are the tools that have helped me become the fittest that I am and the healthiest that I am, are products made by Beachbody. And Beachbody has been around now since 2008. The network started then, and that's when they decided to take these incredible programs that a lot of people have heard about before. P90X was an originator. Insanity, Turbo Fire, programs that were blowing up and changing bodies all over the world. It's when they really realized that the power of these programs happened when someone got results and shared that with someone else. And so that was when they opened this network, and they were able to take these workout programs that we know and love. Like I said, P90X, Insanity, Turbo Fire, we have PiYo, we've got the new Morning Meltdown 100, Lift 4, Size, everything. We have over 50 complete programs, over 1,100 different workouts, and still growing in a digital format now. And we're able to utilize these tools along with two state-of-the-art nutrition programs and plans, as well as incredible top-of-the-line performance energize and performance supplements that only Ironman, definitely promotes. We have all these incredible programs and products that come from Beachbody, and probably one of the most powerful one and the most life-changing one for me was Shakeology, a micronutrient dense shake that really helps make sure that your body is in its optimal nutrient dense phase so that you can perform and continuously live your healthiest and most fulfilling life. So Beachbody is the company that creates these programs and products for us to use, and they're always there supporting us with this incredible heart and these great values of helping other people live their most healthy and fulfilling lives. That's the company we get to work with. But at the end of the day, it's still us and you learning to connect with people with your story.
So I wanted to add to that too, because I know in the world of health and fitness and weight loss and that whole realm, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise out there. And when you even just scroll social media, even if you were to Google health and fitness, or if you were to Google weight loss, oh my goodness, you would get pages and pages and pages and pages of information. So there's a lot of noise and a lot of quick fixes out there. And I always like to say to people, and I'm very representative of this, is we are not about quick fixes. We are not about hokey, gimmicky stuff. Like, we use real stuff, real health and fitness, real food. And Shakeology, we will stand behind that till the cows come home, because it's real food. It is 70 superfoods in a serving. It is nothing fake, nothing artificial, nothing that promises quick magic results. It's purely just an amazing, dense superfood shake. And it tastes darn good. I can't wait to have mine after this. And then people who listen to us are like, oh, okay, you guys talk about this all the time. But it's really about real stuff and not about gimmicky stuff. And that's why this works over the long term. And it's really not about quick fixes. It's about lifestyle changes.
Thank you.
So who can become a coach? So really, who can become a coach? You do not need to be a health and fitness professional. If you are a health and fitness professional, who say that 10 times fast, this can be so amazing because it gives you the leverage that you do not get by just doing in-person stuff, because you're limited to the number of hours you have in the day, right? So I do talk to a lot of health and fitness professionals, and this can just be that extra tool to leverage yourself in a different avenue that you haven't before in the online world, where you don't have to make your own fitness videos, but you can be your professional self and provide people polished stuff that's already done. So the type of people who can be a coach are, you have to be a very naturally motivated person. Like, you have to be the type of person who can motivate yourself without someone breathing down your neck. That said, we have the systems and structure built to help you. So we just hopped off a call. So this is like one of the forms that we use. So we have the systems and structure already in place. So you don't have to go out and reinvent that proverbial wheel. It's already there for you. You just need to have the determination and the drive to succeed. And another big piece that's very important is to be open to coaching, because Bria and I both have a track record in the business world and a track record in this business. You have to be very open to looking at yourself in the mirror and open to receiving feedback and coaching. And the coaching is provided with love and determination and will give you the push that you want to go at. And you obviously have to have courage to go out there and do things that you've never done before. And you have to be okay with getting uncomfortable. That said, when we say uncomfortable, we're not talking about like putting on a parachute and diving out of a plane to go skydiving. We're talking about the kind of discomfort where you have to do things that you haven't done before. So you are sitting at home running this business, or in your car on your phone in between, appointments or something, or on your lunch break at work, you can do this. But you have to be willing to do things that are out of the norm for you. So making new friends on social media and inviting people to join you, which we teach you all as well. And of course, on here it says grit. So grit to me really means that they have resilience and they're willing to do things and fail and get back up and keep going, because that's the whole part of this, right? I mean, we've been doing this for combined like just about 10 years. So we know along the way that you fail. So the saying goes, fall down 7 times, get up 8, right? That's the saying. And so that's really what this is failing forward, because that's part of running a business, right? And the grit is so key. And you'll find out there in the world that there's a lot of people who are running businesses and they're in network marketing, but they've been doing it for like 2 months, or it's like their 6th network marketing business. We have been doing this for a long time, and we have the tenacity and the grit to stick with it. And those are the kind of people that we want.
I love that word, grit. And thank you for everything you said there, because I totally agree with you. I think it's not about being a fitness professional or a nutrition professional. I always like to say to people, it's about being willing to be the captain of the team. Are you willing to create the party and invite people to the party? That's what this is about. And consistency over and over. Thanks.
Yeah, and you know what I wanted to add to that too, I forgot to add this, is people think that you need to be in a certain physical condition in order to be a coach, and that is so not true. But I think we're covering that a little bit later anyway, so we'll get to that.
Awesome. Okay, so what do coaches do? This is a really common question people have, like, what do you actually do? Work out and video yourself? No, that is not what we do. So like I said before, I think the most important thing that we want to think about this as is not being the expert. It's actually more about being the captain of the team. There's so much power in taking your journey and saying, let's do this together. So the most important things that we actually do each day, I can break down to a few things for you. One, it starts with you being the light for you. You need to be on your own health and fitness journey. You need to believe that you are working towards that in your life. You don't have to be at the end, just like Michelle said. You don't have to, because I think self-love and healthy living, it's not a destination. It's a constant and consistent journey. So the most important thing we do first is start by fueling our body and treating it like we love it with daily workouts and daily dense nutrition. And then of course, keeping our mind right and our mind very positive. We all go through times in life where we're not motivated, or maybe we struggle with some doubt. But in order to keep our minds focused on the right thing, we want to make sure that each day we're taking a little bit of time to fuel it with some type of personal development, whether it's skill development by listening to a book that's going to help you improve in a certain area, or whether it's just mindset development, helping you learn how to stay positive and stay motivated even when you're struggling. The next thing that's super important for you is to learn how to use social media to share your journey. And this is something we teach you in training, is how to make sure you're sharing your story in a way that connects with other people. So it's not just about taking a selfie or taking a video of you working out. It's about learning to share your story so you're finding the people who are out there looking for you. And then we teach you how to invite those people every single day. And probably, besides being on your own journey and being that light for others, probably the most important thing we do is invite people to come along with us. I always think about this as the few times that in my life when I have been somewhere new for the first time, and you always feel a little bit on the outskirts, outside of the party, outside of the core, and it's scary trying something new. And the one thing that builds that bridge between that discomfort of where you are and that inner circle is when someone takes the time to reach out and say, hey, come on over, come sit with us, come sit over here. And they create that bridge and invite us in. And that's what we get to do as coaches. We start by being the light for others, and then we invite them into the party with us. We create that bridge for them to join us on this journey. And really, those are the most important things that we learn to do every day. Like Michelle talked about earlier, we've got systems and trackers in place so that you know exactly what to do each day to serve your business and get in your business and out of your business so it's not consuming your life. But the most important things that you do is start with you, keep it positive, fuel your mind and body with the good stuff, and then invite people along the journey with you. Anything to add to that, Michelle?
I was actually going to say how much I appreciate the friends that I've made in this, actually, because I've always as an adult, it's harder to make friends as an adult unless you have like a really big workplace where there's a lot of people that you have things in common with. But especially as a mom and as a grown woman, it's harder to make friends and find people you have things in common with. So it's amazing how when you come into this, it's almost like a sorority. Like all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I have all these friends who care about me and talk to me all the time. I love that piece. I feel like I have so many friends, and even though they don't live next door to me, it's like I always have somebody I can talk to. It's awesome.
Yeah, you're right. It's really incredible because one of the key things that we do as coaches is we run challenge groups and we help people get started on their own health and fitness journey with a workout that suits their needs and the right nutrition and the right supplements. And we all do it together. We have a start date and an end date. And what's incredible throughout that journey of starting and completing a program and then starting the next program is really those connections that you get to make. You're right. And from coast to coast of countries, currently we are in Canada and the US and the UK. We're about to open in France and several more countries in the next few years. So it's a pretty exciting time to be able to connect with your people all over the world.
That's actually a really good point about how we're expanding. I think it's something we forget to talk about, but we were just shown that at our annual coach summit, and it was like, whoa, like there's a big plan. So it's very exciting.
I totally agree with you. Okay, I think you're up.
Okay, so common worries, fears, and misconceptions. So a lot of people have this fear that when they come into a business like this, that they're going to have to be icky salespeople and like bug their family and friends. I'm like, oh my goodness, I would never. And I think that feeling is out there because network marketing has gotten that rap a little bit because I mean, a lot of us have gotten those spammy messages and had that awkward conversation, and you're like, what? This is so weird. It's so not about that. It's about showing up authentically and inviting people to learn more about what you do and just to join you. Like, hey, I'm doing this program. It's like awesome. I know you're looking to get more fit, and I'd love it if you came along with me. Like, it's so not icky, and it's so not about that. And the great thing about this business that's very different from other companies out there is we are not just about, hey, buy our products. What is uniquely different about this company, because I did my research, is we have a community and we have support. So that is what is different. When somebody joins with us, they join our community. So we both, Bria and I, have communities, virtual communities with hundreds of people in them. When somebody joins with us, they get us forever. We are always there by their side. So it's not just like, buy this stuff, okay, thanks, see you next month when I want to sell you something. It's so not about that. We are about linking arms and supporting you forever. So if you think you're selling stuff, you're not. You're like, let's do this together and be healthy for life. That is what this is. And I'm very, very passionate about that. So another big thing that we get that people are very concerned about is I have no connections. I have no connections on my social media. And people think they have to have all of these people that they can have join them. And that's not true. So our warm market. So when I say warm market, without sounding all like business talk, there's your warm market are the people that already know you and you speak to. They are the great people who can help you get started because they'll support you and they'll love you. And it's really easy to invite your cousin to say, come be fit with me and like, let's do this. That's really comfortable and a really great way to get started. But you know what? No business in the world runs just on the people we currently know. Like a restaurant doesn't open its doors and be like, okay, friends and family, come support my business. It's not like that. We have to get in touch with people we don't currently know. And that's how every business works, including this. So when I started, I had 200 Facebook friends and my Facebook was locked tight. I had every privacy setting. I didn't accept people as friends. It was only people that I was close to. And so that's what happened with me. And now my Facebook friends are tapped out. I'm just about 5,000. I have over 10,000 on my business page. Bria has like over 20,000 on her business page. Friends, and grown our Instagram, and we're growing email lists. So there are countless ways that you can grow your following and build your business. And this day and age with the internet and with social media, it's endless to how big you can grow. And of course, we teach you all of that. So don't think you need to have that to start with, because that is endless and we can teach it to you. And I'm proof that it can be done. So is this a pyramid scheme? I don't think that question gets asked as much now, but I'll address it, of course, because I wondered that as well. So first of all, what is a pyramid scheme? First of all, pyramid schemes are illegal, so they get shut down very, very quickly by the powers that be, whatever country you're in. So they're actually illegal. They're sometimes called a Ponzi scheme. So a pyramid scheme is actually when a company purely is there to recruit people into the organization. And so they're not actually selling anything to a customer. So what they're doing is they're recruiting, and then they're recruiting people underneath them, and everybody pays to join. And eventually it all collapses because there's no actual goods or services sold. People are just paying money to join. And then the people at the top make all the money, and it eventually collapses. This is not that, because we actually have goods and services that we use, and every single person that comes into this business has the exact same earning potential as every other person. So just because I joined after Bria and she's my upline, she's my sponsor, has nothing to do with how successful I can be. I could outdo her by 5 million. It wouldn't matter. So that's the difference in this, is there's no guarantee of your success if you came in 10 years ago or you came in now. So that's what's amazing about this. So did I get in early enough? I already addressed that. So, and the other piece about that is we are growing. So we have major global expansion plans. So this company is actually very, very, very early. This is the 10th year of coaching, and there's companies out there, if you look at companies like this, like Avon and Tupperware, they're like decades and decades into this, and they're still growing. So we have massive growth. And why this is such a cool industry is because it's not trendy. So this is a great business because health and fitness is always going to be needed, and it's not trendy, and it's not some fad or not some weird weight loss thing. This is trendy for life. Like, this is lifelong, forever. Everybody's going to need this. So as I was saying earlier, is do you need to be at your goal weight to be successful? Absolutely not. So first off, coaches come in all shapes and sizes. So there's people that have six packs, and there's people that are on a journey and they have a long way to go before they'll ever be there. And maybe they won't. Maybe their goal isn't to get a six pack. The point is to live your happiest and healthiest life and inspire other people to do the same. That is what matters. personally, I relate more to somebody who is a mom who has had children, if that's for me personally, and has some weight to lose, than somebody who has never had children and has a six-pack abs, because that's unattainable for me. So really, it's about finding your ideal people, and they could be plus size, they could be six-pack. It does not matter as long as it's your people that you're speaking to. And the last thing is, what if I'm busy? So that's the beautiful thing about this business is, honestly, the people that do the best in this business are busy, because you know how to manage your time and you know how to get things done. And the saying goes, if you want to get something done, hand it to the busiest person, because they already know how to juggle 50,000 things. So you can do this if you're working full time. You can do it on your lunch breaks. You can do it in your little mom cracks of time. If you're not a mom, you do it in your cracks of time. And it's totally flexible to that. And we give the guidance and the structure so that you can do that. And when you do have those spare few minutes, you have your little sheet out or your agenda, and you're checking off the things you need to get done in your business for the day. So to get started in this business, you need for sure 1 to 2 hours a day that you can do this, probably about 5 days a week. So 10 hours a week is kind of what it takes to get started and build this. And the great thing is, as your income builds and you put in more hours, you get paid for those hours. So Bria works completely from home. I work completely from home now because our business has grown and allowed us to do that.
Yeah. And it's nice because like, I know I said earlier, but to be able to build it from wherever, a couple months of the year, we head back to Canada and I'm able to work this business there. When we go on vacation in Mexico, I'm able to work this business there. We can work it from wherever you are in the world. And I think that's the power. It's more that consistency piece of committing to the system that we teach you every single day.
And I was doing it when I was camping, actually.
Oh, yeah. With minimal Wi-Fi. Way to go.
Yeah. And not to say you can't take a break, because that's the beautiful thing about this, but it's so flexible to your life, which I love.
Yeah, I agree. So why Team Success Fit, which is the team that we're a part of, and the 4-time elite team going for 5-time elite team? What makes this team the best team to partner with? I think as Michelle talked about earlier, we have a significant track record of success. There are fundamental things that change through online business, social media marketing, how to really reach people, how to grow. And of course, as we expand into new countries, things and systems change. What never changes are the systems of how to reach out and connect people, and a track record of success that we have. So I think a great part of being a part of a team like this is that you have proven systems there. You have leaders and people who've already been there, who are committed to finding out the way of success if we hit roadblocks. And I think the most important thing early on in my journey, I remember my dad saying to me that he had a friend in a similar industry with a sign that read, "I'm just looking for the people who are looking for me." In Success Fit, you get a team of people who are here to help each other, to be a community, and to share the success and the systems that help them be successful. So I think being a part of a team of people who have established themselves and been around long term and have a proven track record of success and feel like your everyday people is a really key element of sticking around long term. There's not really a way to fail in this industry unless you quit. That's really the only way to fail. So being a part of a team that helps you want to be here long term when things are difficult is such a critical part of being here long term and being happy about being here long term, knowing where you're going.
And you know what, Bria, I should add with Success Fit, something that I love so much is there's a team of like 400 coaches. Like, that's a big network of women who are all working together towards success, and all of the support that we have as a team too. And I know we're going to get to this later, but we have like weekly team calls and we share success tactics. Like, anything you need to know is there, and there's somebody that can help you all the time. And we're collaborative, we're not competitive, which is very important, right? Is we all want each other to succeed, which is, you don't get that anywhere else. Like, where else do you get that?
Yeah, it's a team that's about people lifting each other up, not pushing each other down. And I know that can be a difficult thing in this world, being a part of a company or something where it feels competitive and not collaborative. But this really is about lifting each other up. And even though there are so many coaches, we have smaller groups depending on where you are at and how willing you are, how much time you have to give to this and how fast you're ready to move, so that we can meet you where you're at, and you'll always be surrounded by people who are as committed as you are. Okay, so I want to talk about what's next, because I know that's a really common question that a lot of people have on their mind: sign up investment. So anyone can decide to be a coach. It costs $48 Canadian or $36 US or British pound to join and be a coach. And that includes your website, the customer service, and after that initial investment, it's $17.95 a month Canadian or $15.95 a month British pound or US dollar to maintain your coach status or your business that way. And like I said, that covers your website that's provided for you, customer service, any returns that need to be happening. And, it's funny because it's really almost no money. And I'm almost reluctant to share that, because I think that that's what ends up people coming in and not ever feeling like they have skin in the game. The best tip I can give to you is, when you sign up, to treat this like you did just make a $200,000 investment, which is really what a lot of people end up investing if they are creating a business, a brick and mortar business from the ground up. We don't have to house product. We don't have to house anything. We just need to be committed to our own health and fitness journey. So anyone can sign up. That's how much it costs. Most commonly, people sign up with what we call a challenge pack. If you're committed to your health and fitness journey, you need to be on that journey. And a challenge pack includes annual access to over 1,100 of our workouts, a whole month of Shakeology, which is your daily dose of dense nutrition, access to the nutrition plans, and of course, annual access to your coaches and uplines groups, and likely the groups of the people in Success Fit as well. So it's really low cost in order to get started. You don't have to have inventory. You can cancel anytime, so there's no cancellation fee. But I really like to say to people, come in and see the potential that is here for you. Even though there's not a lot of cost to get started, and there's not a lot of cost of money to keep going in this, recognize the ability not the ability, but the potential that's here. Because we earn money in two different ways. We earn money through commissions. When we help people get started on their journey and help them into a challenge, you're going to earn commission on that. And the other way we earn is through Team Cycle Bonus. It's really natural as you start to bring people in and help them get started on their journey and they start to feel results, for them to want to spread this forward like we do. And so when you bring them onto the team and we help you train them up, then you get bonus, like a sales manager would get bonus from the company for them helping other people as well. It's just, this ends up being this wave of success of people getting healthier and being more fit. So once you sign up, I think one of the pieces I'm super passionate about, Michelle or I or whoever brought you into this, we work with you really closely and we're committed as far as you're committed. We'll run with you and match your effort. But the first few things I like to do is we'll set up 4 initial mentorship phone calls. They're 30 minutes each, 1 a week, and that helps you get started achieving your very first goal as a new coach or as a new business owner. And we help you by sharing our systems and making sure that you understand exactly what you need to do and coach you through the roadblocks of what are inevitably going to come up when you feel uncomfortable or when you're learning a new system. At the end of those 4 weeks, if you want to keep working with us and your effort is still there, we'll continue that relationship along. But it really comes down to you and what you're willing to commit. Do you have anything to add to that, Michelle?
I was actually just going to say how much I love how it basically is so inexpensive to join. Like, all you do is buy a challenge pack, which is $160 US or 160 Great Britain pounds or 186 Canadian. Like, it's ridiculous. You get your coach account, you get your workouts, you get your nutrition, and you get us. Like, it's amazing. It's amazingly inexpensive, because if you were to go out and start a brick and mortar business or any other business, it is just thousands upon thousands upon thousands. So there's like no risk. Like, you actually cannot, unless you do something absolutely silly, you can't lose money doing this, and you don't have inventory. And like you say, like, everything is just drop shipped. So you just send your customers a link and off they go. It's amazing.
And we do get 25% off of any products and programs that we order, which is why a lot of people will decide to just come on as VIP members or ambassadors so that they can be a part of this long term, even if they're not ready to run a business. But I think the key thing here as well is understanding the potential. You get out what you put in. This is something that I was really excited about in the beginning. This can become over time and consistency, a 6, even 7-figure earning business. As long as you're willing to put that time in and learn the skill and grow your own skill, that's what we're here for, to help create a business that is going to change and impact your life, whether that's just being able to make a car payment, or whether that's being able to put all your kids through university, or build that dream home, or travel the world, or have the freedom that you want. It's really up to you. And one of the things that we establish in those first few calls is, what are your goals and dreams? And let's break those suckers down so that you have a roadmap towards that success. All right.
So why not you? I don't have a ton to add here, but I just think, like, the absolute worst thing that can happen to you is you come in and you work out with us and you get more fit and you have greater accountability. Like, that's one thing that people forget about being a coach. Is a common fear that people have is, well, I'm not showing up enough for me. How could I inspire others? But I'm telling you, when you become a coach and you have other people that you're working with, you show up. And it's like, imagine going to a gym or a yoga class and the yoga instructor is like, I just don't feel like doing a workout today. I'm just, like, not going to show up for my yoga class. Like, it's not going to happen, right? You're a coach. So that accountability is so high. And I come from a background of, like, okay, should I do a workout today? I don't know. Talking myself out of it all day, saying I'm not a morning person, like, just struggling for years and being so consistent for a while and then dropping off for a while, like total yo-yo lifestyle. And so that's one thing about coaching that is absolutely amazing, is your personal accountability to yourself and to others is just huge. So you're now talking to somebody who's been showing up for workouts for 3 years and eating balanced nutrition throughout pregnancy, after pregnancy, and just honestly being my happiest, healthiest self that I've ever been. So do not think for a moment, if you're inconsistent, that your game and your life cannot change because of this.
I love that. I agree with you. I think chances are, if you're watching this video, there's something inside of you that wants something different. And that's exactly where I was. I know that's exactly where Michelle was. It doesn't matter what's brought you to where you are today. There was a moment for me, or a period of time, where I was like, there's got to be more, or I'm made for more, or there's something else inside of me that I want to feel passionate about what I do. I want to earn a life that I dream about. And the quote that really always hit home for me is that nothing changes if you change nothing. So an opportunity like this is really all about you deciding to become the person that you want to be in order to have all the things that you want to have in this world and make the impact that you want. So if you're sitting there in this moment and you're thinking, I have doubts and fears, those are normal. That's really common. What you need to ask yourself is, do I feel excited about this, and do I want to live a healthy life? And if you can answer yes to those two things, then the next step is for us to set up a one-on-one call with whoever sent this to you. Send a message to them, or whoever you brought this into your life, send a message to them, let them know you're ready to set up a one-on-one call, and we'll move to the next steps of your future dreams coming true.
Thank you so much, everybody, for checking out this video. And as Bria said, questions are so normal. So don't be shy to ask them, because chances are we've been asked them 100 times before. So please ask them. We'd love to chat with you about them.
Thanks, everyone, for being here. Bye.
Bye.